When I first started running, I was super worried about my lung capacity and how to increase it because I have asthma. Okay. Even if you don't have asthma, you're probably wondering, how can I get more oxygen to my body so I can do these longer runs, so I can avoid the fatigue, so I don't have to feel like I'm gasping for air while running fast, while running long, whatever it is. For me, I am an ultra athlete with asthma. That means that I run extreme long distances. Well, even though I run long distances, I do like to run fast and for shorter distances without gasping for air too. So today I'm going to talk about how to increase your lung capacity. These are some tips that I have. Remember, I'm not a healthcare professional, disclaimer right here and in the description below. But this stuff has worked really well for me, and I am an athlete with asthma. So I also have a gift for you, my free Healthy Living Guide, going through the 3 pillars of healthy living that have helped me not only become an ultra athlete with asthma, but also lose 30 pounds in 90 days. And guess what? I've kept it off. And it feels great. The most important thing is that I feel so good and healthy every single day. You can go pick up that guide. It's going to take you less than 3 minutes to read it and start integrating it into your life. So go grab that right below this video. So increasing lung capacity with asthma. How do you do it? I have 2 tips for you. These are my 2 favorite ways to do it. And it actually does involve running. So when I'm running, I like to do 2 types of runs to really help me increase my lung capacity. The first, you can go do right now, really easy. It's called a run walk. Now, I call it a run walk because I do like to do the run first and then walk. But you can flip this. You can walk, run. You can walk, run, walk. You can run, walk, run. The point is, you want to choose, hey, today, you know what? I'm gonna go for a 5-mile run walk. Okay, so let's say you're like, I'm gonna do a 5-mile run walk. 5 miles. Great. Well, by saying you're gonna do a 5-mile run walk, you're actually taking the pressure off yourself to run the whole thing. Because a 5-mile run walk, you know what this could look like? This could look like, I'm just gonna run 0.25 miles. And guess what? I'm gonna walk 4.75 miles. This is a run walk. You can do that. Amazing. This is how you increase your lung capacity. Safely. Okay? You run for 0.25, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna walk the rest of the way. Guess what? Next week, you can do something like this. This will be like the first one you do. Maybe next week, you run half a mile. Then you walk 4.5 miles. That's a run walk. But Johnny, I want to run a lot more than that. Okay, great. You know what you can do? You could run 4 miles. And you can walk 1 mile. That counts. That's 5 miles. Wonderful. You're doing a great job. This is phenomenal. This is what you're doing. Look at this. You can grow to that. You can actually grow all the way to doing a 5-mile run because you're increasing your lung capacity. Because the point is to get out there and start running and not be intimidated by it. By the way, you don't have to do 5 miles. You could do a 1-mile run walk. You can do 1 mile. You could literally run 0.1 mile run. That's it. Run 1/10 of it. And then walk the rest of it. I actually invite you to do this. Go do this right now. You can do half mile, whatever it is. But start with a run walk. You can really take the pressure off of doing some, whatever distance it is. You get your running, you get your movement in, you're gonna increase your lung capacity, okay? So make sure you're breathing while you're doing it. All right, another thing I like to do is I really like tempo runs or interval. We also call this an interval run. Intervals, okay? This is actually an interval when you think about it. But your interval is I'm gonna run, I'm gonna walk. And it doesn't have to be as linear as this. It could literally be, I'm gonna run 0.25, I'm gonna walk a mile. I'm gonna run 0.25, walk a mile, okay? So this could technically be a interval run. It may not technically be a tempo run, but it could be an interval run. So what is a tempo run? What is an interval run? An interval run is something like this, where you're running, let's say, a fast pace and a slow pace. You're doing a fast pace for however long, you're doing a slow pace for however long. So let's stick with our 5 mile run. So there we go, 5 mile run. Okay. Maybe the fast pace is you're doing a fast pace for half a mile. And then you do a slow pace for a mile. Okay. And you do that throughout the run. Okay. The fast pace could be running. The slow pace could be walking. That would be interval. Tempo run is when your fast pace is specifically above threshold. What does that even mean? Okay, well, when we're looking at working out in general, there's this scale. And depending on who you talk to and what program you're in or whatever, there's gonna be different intervals. You go to Orange Theory, they're gonna talk about something. If you go to Peloton, they're gonna talk about something else. There's different philosophies, but they all have one thing in common, and that is that there's something called threshold. Maybe they call it different, but threshold is a pace or an output that you are doing, that you're creating. It's an output that your body's creating that you can only do for an hour, okay? An hour max. If you did this for an hour, you're not doing anything else for the rest of the day. You are done, okay? That's threshold. Tempo is above threshold. So we're living in here, okay? Now, depending on how far above threshold we're going, we're talking about, it can get crazy. But tempo is, you want to be above threshold. So your fast pace needs to be something that you could do for, you're not gonna do it for 60 minutes. You're talking like, maybe this is like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. You could really only hold this pace for a maximum of 15 to 30 minutes and you're gonna like drop to the ground, okay? That is what tempo run is. The point of this is we want to train your body to get rid of the lactic acid, increase your lung capacity. How we do that is by going above threshold. By training above threshold, by doing an interval above threshold, you are literally changing your body. So this fast pace, doing it above threshold, allows you to push yourself, and then guess what? We're gonna slow it down. We're gonna slow it the heck down. And your slow pace could be anything. Like literally, it probably should be walking when you first start doing this, right? Do this fast pace and then walk. Walk for a mile. That is interval training. That is tempo training. That is how you safely increase your lung capacity. That's how I do it. And again, I'm not a healthcare professional, so you gotta go talk to them. See what they say. They may be like, wow, why are you watching YouTube again? This guy did not know what he's talking about. Hey, I respect that. This has worked for me. I'm an athlete with asthma. I'm an ultra athlete with asthma. This has worked really well for me. But your asthma may be way worse than mine. You gotta be safe. Make sure you have your inhaler with you, okay? Check out that Healthy Living Guide. It's linked right below this video. 3 pillars you can start integrating into your life today. It's gonna take you 3 minutes or less to read. Thank you for the likes and subscribes.